Title echoes from the asylum. Part 1. The Return. The rusted gates of Ravenshade Asylum creaked open as Dr. Evelyn Carter stepped through the threshold, her boots crunching over broken glass and dried leaves. The once feared psychiatric hospital had been abandoned for over 3 decades, ever since the fire in 1989 that killed 11 patients and 3 staff members. Evelyn, a clinical psychologist and trauma specialist, wasn't here for ghost stories. She had been hired by a private organization to investigate the site for a psychological study about mass hysteria and institutional trauma. But there was something deeper, personal. Her great-aunt Margaret had been a nurse at Ravenshade and vanished during the fire. Her body was never recovered. "Just a building," Evelyn whispered, voice echoing off the cracked walls. Her flashlight flickered to life as she entered the decaying lobby. The smell of mildew, rust, and something fouler filled her nostrils. The air was heavy, almost thick. She didn't believe in spirits, but the moment she stepped into Main Hall, a shiver ran down her spine. Part 2, the whispers began. Evelyn set up her small recording equipment and notes in what was once the supervisor's office. The files were still there, burned and crumbled, but some legible. Patient files, medication charts, and scribbled warnings in red ink. They never left. She walks the halls, shrugging it off as institutional paranoia. She scanned the room with her flashlight. Her beam landed on an old speaker system, rusty but intact. Then it crackled to life. "Room 17 screams again." A voice. Static, then silence. Evelyn froze. The building had no power. No electricity. Nothing. She turned the recorder on. Unknown transmission. Time, 10:34 p.m. Possibly residual radio interference. But she knew it wasn't interference. The voice had sounded human. Recent. Part 3, Room 17. Compelled by both curiosity and dread, Evelyn followed the long, winding corridor to Room 17. Along the way, she passed collapsed ceilings, broken doors, and walls scratched with fingernail marks. The door to Room 17 stood slightly ajar. Pushing it open, she found a small, scorched room with a hospital bed chained to the floor. On the walls were faded drawings, childlike sketches of a woman with black eyes and a crooked smile. She approached the bed, noticing fresh scratches on the bed frame. Not old, not 30 years old. Suddenly, her recorder burst to life. "Don't let her see you. She lives in the echoes." The voice was panicked. "Mail!" And close. Evelyn spun around, but the room was empty. Her breath quickened. She backed out of Room 17 and slammed the door shut. From inside, a soft knocking began. Part 4, The Night Walker. Evelyn returned to the office, now unnerved. The knocking had followed her. Every door she passed. Tap, 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 like something or someone was behind each one. At midnight, she heard footsteps in the hall outside. Heavy, slow. She peeked through a crack in the door. A tall woman in a burnt nurse's uniform walked down the hall, her head tilted unnaturally to the side. Her hair was singed, and her skin looked like wax melting off bone. She paused at every door, staring directly at it, as if sensing someone on the other side. Evelyn's blood ran cold. She quietly turned off her flashlight, but the nurse stopped at Evelyn's door. Tap, tap, tap. The doorknob turned slowly. Evelyn held her breath. Then, the woman whispered through the crack, "I remember you." Evelyn stumbled back in terror. When she finally opened the door, the hall was empty. Part 5, The Tapes. Panicking, Evelyn decided to leave. But as she approached the exit, she found the front doors chained from the inside. That was impossible. She hadn't chained them. Desperate, she returned to the office to review her audio. Rewinding the tape, she listened. Static, static, then a voice. "Dr. Evelyn Carter, you've come home. Blood, remembers blood." She stared at the speaker in disbelief. Her aunt's voice. It had to be. Her hands trembled as she picked up an old patient file. The name leapt from the page. Patient, Margaret Holloway. Diagnosis, schizoaffective disorder, violent tendencies. Status, confined to Room 17. Her great-aunt hadn't been a nurse. She'd been a patient. Part 6. Blood Echoes. Suddenly, the walls began to shake. The overhead lights, once dead, flickered on and off, casting long shadows across the walls. Screams echoed through the building. Dozens of them, crying, laughing, screeching. Evelyn clutched her ears, but the voices grew louder. From down the hall, the burnt nurse returned. Only now, her face was twisted with rage. She pointed at Evelyn. "You lied. You left us. You're one of us." Evelyn ran, heart pounding, taking random turns through the asylum's maze. Every door led to another corridor. Every corridor to another scream. She turned one corner and froze. Dozens of patients stood silently in the hallway, their eyes black, their mouths sewn shut. In the center, the nurse raised her hand. The patients began to walk forward. Evelyn backed away until she hit a wall. Suddenly, a door opened behind her. Room 17. Part 7. Trapped. Inside room 17, the bed had fresh restraints. The room was dark, except for a mirror on the wall. In the mirror, Evelyn saw not a reflection, but her great-aunt staring back at her, mouth stitched closed, eyes pleading. Then her reflection smiled back at her. The door slammed shut. She screamed, pounding at the door, but the walls were closing in. Her voice was silenced. Her limbs went numb. Part 8. Present day. 2 weeks later, an urban explorer live-streamed his visit to the ruins of Ravenshade Asylum. As he wandered through the halls, his camera caught a glimpse of room 17. "Yo, that door just moved," he whispered to his audience. He pushed it open. The room was empty, save for a recorder on the bed. He pressed play. "This is Dr. Evelyn Carter. If you find this, don't listen to the voices. They lie. The asylum doesn't echo their pain. It repeats it, forever. And now I'm part of it." Suddenly, the door slammed behind him. The live stream went dark. The end. Backhand index point right. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more thrilling and spine-chilling horror stories. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and leave a comment to let us know what you think. Your support helps us create more terrifying tales just for you. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update.